Hey, what's up everybody, Gaijin Guinea Pig here, and I just wanted to make a little bit of a different video today to sort of explain to you how I got my apartment here in Tokyo, Japan. Newsflash, that's where I'm at now, if you didn't know. I'm sure that if you've ever done any sort of looking into what it takes to get an apartment in Japan, then you understand that it can be a rather lengthy, sort of complicated process, and this video will hopefully simplify some of that process for you, in case you are coming over here for whatever reason and you need to find your own place. Now, obviously, I'll be speaking in sort of generalized, broad strokes that really pertain to my situation and the apartment search as a whole. So please keep that in mind when watching this, and resist that temptation to get on your keyboard and say, oh, well, actually, Jason, it's more like this, and to correct you, just keep that in mind. Now, 9 times out of 10, when you are moving to Japan, it's probably because you have an employer that you work for, and maybe they're transferring you here, or you got a job here. Maybe you're going to be an English teacher, whatever it is. If that's the case, like I say, 9 times out of 10, they're probably going to set up housing for you. But there is always that rare exception where maybe they don't. Maybe they just provide a stipend for you. Or if you're in my situation, I am a Japanese language student, so I was left to my own devices in terms of finding my own place, which was a rather daunting task at first. I felt very overwhelmed. However, after I got through with the process, I realized that all of that worry and that feeling of being overwhelmed was really all for naught, because it ended up going very smoothly, and I'm hoping that this will help you and your experience will go just as smooth. Also, keep in mind that this video is not sponsored in any way, though I am going to be speaking about a very specific real estate agency and the services that they provide and how they helped me out. But I mean, if they ever wanted to sponsor me in the future, at me, like, I'm down. I'll also try to keep this as quick as possible. I don't want you to have to sit through like a 45-minute video, so let's just power through, okay? Starting from the top. Okay, I wanted to be a language school student, but I did not want to live in a share house with a bunch of other people. I didn't want to live in like some school dormitory. Quite frankly, I'm too old for that. I am like in my early 40s. Surprise. I value my privacy. I value my alone time. I value my quiet. And I'm not going to get any of that living with other people, so I wanted my own place. So again, if you're looking for your own apartment, this is for you, dear viewer. Now, the company that I used is called e-heya, which stands for good room, and they have a presence here in Tokyo, but I believe they also have a presence in Osaka and Fukuoka as well, maybe even Nagoya. I'm not too sure about that last one, but they are in the major cities. And what's great about this company is that they specialize in helping foreigners in particular find apartments, because they know that the process can be very daunting, drawn out, super bureaucratic, etc. and so forth. Now, even though they specialize in helping foreigners find apartments, not all of the apartments available on their website are going to be available to you if you're still overseas. So I was in America. They were like, yo, here's a selection of apartments that don't care that you're still in America, and we can still get the application process started. Now, those are called DK Select. Now, I don't know what DK stands for other than Donkey Kong, but I just said, okay, let me look at the DK Select homes. Now, I got all picture-in-picture on you because I wanted to take you to the e-heya website. And yes, this is all in Japanese at the moment, but you have the map of Japan here. Maybe you're familiar with the kanji of the area you're going to be living in. Maybe you're not, that's fine. But I'm just going to scroll down here and show you the DK Select area. Okay, I went past it. Now look, you can see, I'm going to highlight it. It says DK Select right there. I'm sorry if this is too small for you, but just trust me. Go with the words if the visuals don't help. And we'll click that. It'll take us to the DK Select apartment search page. Again, map of Japan. Hopefully you know where you're going to be living. You can find the kanji for that. Again, if you're using Chrome or pretty much any other browser, you can just use the English translate. It's going to translate all these different prefectures for you. So for the sake of that, I will double click. I will say translate to English. Okay, English. See what I'm saying? There you go. It's pretty simple. Now, in Tokyo, we can just click that. It's going to take you to different ways that you could search for a place. Again, you don't have to do all this on your own. A good thing about this service, e-heya, is that you can pretty much tell them where you want to be, how long you want your commute to be, what train line you would like to be stationed close to. And for me, the Yamanote line was important to me because it was close to my school, but the Yamanote line is sort of like the essential line in Tokyo. It loops to all the major stations and it's just super convenient, although super crowded. Give them the specific information, and what they'll do is they'll reply to you with a list of apartments that sort of meet your search parameters. If I go to line and station, I'll click on the Yamanote line. Again, it's going to break down everything, all the areas that pertain to that line. Let's say you click Shimbashi, search with these conditions. And then boom, you're already looking at listings that are part of that DK select process, and you're not going to have any trouble renting one of these units, even though you're still based in your country. I know it's a little risky to rent an apartment sight unseen, but another thing that e-heya will do for you is give you a virtual tour. They will show you around the place. They will take videos for you if you want. They try to make it as user-friendly as possible. Like, let's say you really like this concierge Shimbashi place, this building. There's 3 units available in the same building. The prices fluctuate a little bit. I'm not always sure why, because the size is about the same, but maybe the condition's a little bit different. As you can see, this is internet free, which is great. The internet would come free with that unit, with your rent. But another important thing to keep in mind is that most apartments in Japan do not come furnished at all, unless you're talking about Leo Palace. And Leo Palace is a foreigner-friendly rental service that are all very cookie cutter. They all look the same. They're sprinkled throughout the nation. They're kind of made of cheap materials, but they do come furnished. So if you just want to hit the ground running, it could be a good option for you. My place did not come furnished at all, and that includes curtains. Like, you literally have to buy everything. However, e-heya provides yet another service that was very helpful for me in my particular situation. The English portion of their webpage says you can find the best apartment through all of Japan. Welcome foreign tenants. No joint guarantors required, which is nice because a lot of times in Japan you'll need a guarantor to help you get that apartment or secure it. You can look down here, blah blah blah. They specialize in foreign customers. Yep, this is true. Now, multi-language support. So if English isn't even your native language and you struggle with that, they will have other languages available to assist you. Now this is what really helped me. Special plan for international students. We'll click that. Now they have a rental package for furniture and home appliances, so you can start your new life in Japan without having to prepare furniture and electronics yourself. Obviously this is super helpful. Like I said, nothing comes furnished in Japan, so you're gonna want some of these things. Possibly, maybe you don't, but I wanted to have all these things right when I moved in so I could just have access to them. It's very convenient. Some of these things are super essential to me. I opted for the B set, which is a microwave, a refrigerator, and a washing machine. When you're setting up, when you choose the apartment that you want and you've agreed to it, you can add this to the package, and it's a one-time fee. And if you're an international student, you get it at a discounted rate. And since most apartments are for a minimum of a year in terms of your lease, you also get the items, and the amount that you pay is for the year as well. But you can pay for however long your lease is if you want to just keep those items. But, it's always nice to start off with a 1-year thing. Maybe you want to buy your own stuff as you stay here and get acclimated, and you want your own refrigerator or you want your own microwave, whatever it may be. I didn't get the TV because I'm very particular about my electronics, and I wanted to buy my own TV for my own sort of gaming purposes. So yes, I got the B set, and sure enough, they give you a delivery date. The guy showed up. I am looking at the fridge, and there's the washing machine, this bed behind me. I got that too. The frame and the mattress, all that was rental stuff. So it was really convenient to just have all that stuff right away. But there's other stuff as well. There's desks, vacuums. What are we looking at here? You can actually get curtains from them. Table, kitchen table. Depends on how big your room's going to be too. And that's another reason why I didn't commit to too many items to rent before I moved in, because I was kind of seeing it sight unseen, and I didn't really know how much space that I would be left with after the 3 main items and the bed that I rented. You know, you got to know what you're going to work with. You don't want to rent all this stuff and suddenly you don't have anywhere to put it. All right, so now that you've picked out a place and possibly some furniture that you want to rent from them, you pretty much just have to provide a few documents via email. You don't even have to talk to anybody on the phone, quite frankly. I mean, it's really that simple. You'll want to see the image page of your passport, of course. They will also want to see proof that you are legally allowed to be in Japan, whether or not it be proof of employment with your employer or proof of admission to a school that you got into. They need that. They're going to send you a lot of boring formal documents that you can look over, just like renting an apartment in your country, telling you what you can and can't do in the apartment, and the condition you should leave it in, etc. One thing that you will have to do is sign up for fire insurance, which is something that I didn't know, but it's pretty seamless. Again, the website that you have to use to sign up for fire insurance is all in Japanese, but they will send you guides with English translations on how to navigate these things and how to register for these things. So it really is as painless as they can possibly make it for someone who maybe isn't super fluent in Japanese. I know a lot of that kanji is hard to read. So you'll sign up for insurance. You've got the house picked out. You're like, well, how can I pay for this? You can pay with a credit card if you want to. You can pay with a bank transfer. Credit card is actually really handy right now if you're coming from the States like I was, because the exchange rate is so crazy right now between the yen and the dollar. You're almost already getting a 30% discount just from using your credit card and paying in US dollars. So whatever, you got like an $800 and something apartment, you're really paying $500 and something with the exchange rate. It's wild, folks. Take advantage of it while you can. All right, so now you've paid all your upfront moving costs, which is expensive. It's sort of like moving into an apartment anywhere in the rest of the world, I would imagine. There's a lot of expenses with the initial move-in costs. But once you've done that, you've got proof that you paid, you've got proof that you signed up for insurance. Always keep receipts, kids, right? All your emails, all your interactions with e-heya, keep them flagged, bookmarked, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so all you have to do, show up in Japan. Now you're there. You will have communicated with somebody at the office about when you should arrive at the office to meet with them in person, because here's the thing. They need to meet with you in person before they can just let you move into the place. Obviously, you got to get the keys, right? But they want to meet you in person. They want to go over some last minute formalities, which, again, if you don't speak Japanese, they will have somebody there to translate everything for you. Super seamless. They give you your keys. They give you all the documentation that says, yes, this place is yours. And then you're free to go to your apartment from there and begin your new life and your furnishings. You'll be sitting there in your new apartment like I was, looking around going, oh my goodness, what do I need to buy now? So yeah, you should definitely have some money set aside for furnishing your place the way you want it to, because like I said, it comes butt naked. And that's really all there is to it in regards to getting an apartment here in Japan. If you're left to your own devices and it's up to you to do it, I can't recommend e-heya enough. Again, this is not sponsored by them. This is just my experience. They made it incredibly painless for me to get my own place here, even though the thought of it was incredibly daunting and overwhelming for me. I realized that in the end, I didn't need to feel that way. I will leave some links in the description below in terms of the e-heya website, maybe some of the DK Select apartments that you can look at, just so you can get an idea of what they do and what they specialize in. And hopefully this was informative, educational, entertaining, helpful. One of those things. I hope that this was that for you, because I am proof that their system works and it spared me a lot of stress and a lot of headaches. If you liked this sort of informational type video on the transition from coming from another country to Japan, let me know in the comments. I will definitely make more videos like this about what it's like to transition into Japanese life, if you are interested, of course. And if you have any questions that maybe I didn't cover in this video, because again, I can't cover everything, and people will have little specific aspects of their journey that didn't necessarily pertain to mine, feel free to ask those as well. I'll do my best to get you an answer regardless. But thank you so much for helping my small channel grow. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.